Hi lovelies, welcome to Managing My Money with Rosa. Today I am going to work out my second weekly budget for the month of March. I started working out weekly budgets about 2 months ago, January. I started working out weekly budgets because up to that point I had only ever looked at my bills. What was due, when was it due, how much was due, and was I paying it, and then how much was I paying it? And then I would look back and go, oh, that's how that bill is changing over time. Well, I decided in January that I really didn't know where all that other money was going, so I needed to start writing things down and to help me determine what's going on with things that aren't bills. So I have created my own system to jot things down in. Haven't decided to buy somebody's program yet, still looking at a wide variety of them, but until I'm ready to decide on one, I needed to start right away. And this was something that I had because I'm a journaler. I do all of my budgeting inside of a journal and have for years. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, thanks. If you would please hit that subscribe button down below. If you're returning, thanks so much for coming back. I appreciate that you want to come spend some more time with me. Thanks. If you guys would please take a second, smash that thumbs up button, that like. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them down below. If you like something I do, I'd love to hear that. And if you have any suggestions on ways that I can improve things, I would love to hear those too, because I've taken a lot of those into consideration, and I am starting to change some of the things that I'm doing along the way. So let's get started. The first thing I like to look at is my income. Now, my second check of the month is always my husband's check. So he got paid $944. So right now, that's what I have to spend and to sort out. I keep his checks separate from my checks. We actually have multiple banks. His goes into one bank, mine goes into another. This is more of that spendable cash, where mine, we try to pay the bills out of it for the most part. A couple savings challenges, a couple sinking funds, but this, we try not to spend any of the extra, and this is that have money left over, it's okay, and this is where we're pulling that money from. So my husband's check always goes into our cash funds. Mine check never goes into cash funds because it's basically pays the bills. So those cash funds, we have a lot of them. I set money aside for my husband. Depending on how much he got paid will determine whether I put $200 to the side or $250 to the side. He is unfortunately doing a really great job at going through that $250. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to go back to $200 if the budget isn't where I need it to be. Fast food, we spend it, might as well set it aside. So we do a really good job trying to stay under that $100 every 2 weeks. That's $200 a month. That's a lot in fast food, but again, it is something that we are going to spend it on, so I need to make sure that I have money there for it. Gas, again, as always, my gas tank gets $50 every 2 weeks. Not certain how much longer I'm going to be able to keep that. I'm really thinking I'm going to have to up it to $60 soon with the price of gas really getting high again. So we'll keep seeing how much longer I can keep that at $50, but I may need to actually up that to $60 just to ensure I've got enough gas in my car. Groceries, I set aside $200 every 2 weeks, so $400 in groceries. There are 3 of us in the house. We do use all of that money. There are some months that I have some left over just because maybe we ate out a little bit more, or I didn't go grocery shopping when I should have, or when I did go grocery shopping, I spent way too much. And then it's that playing catch up of getting everything paid off. So that $200 is always there. My youngest gets an allowance. He does not get a lot, $10 every 2 weeks, so basically $20 a month. Reality is he doesn't do a lot around the house, so because of that, he only gets that $10. Paper goods. So I like to keep my paper goods separate from my grocery money. The reason being because I want to know that that was $200 in groceries, not $200 groceries, toilet paper, paper towels, dish detergent. So I intentionally keep this separate so that I can, again, helps my urge to spend. I can go shopping, I can spend all of that money, bring home a whole bunch of it, and I know that it did not at all get into my grocery money. A pet. I do have an envelope for our sweet Sophie. She's a little Chihuahua Dachshund mix. Put some money over there. We are still cat sitting, so my daughter does give me some money for her cat. And then my husband has an addiction with feeding the birds. We laugh, we call it TV for the cat while he's here, but my husband absolutely loves to feed the birds, so we definitely have to set money aside because bird seed is probably more expensive than dog food. The only bill that comes out of my husband's check is the RV. When we bought the RV, we made the agreement that that's where the money would come out of. So the $200 payment always comes out of his checks. We just split it up over the month so that it's never one huge chunk and it's evenly spread out all the time. So there's $100 for the RV payment. I get cash as well, and it's $25. I've actually had people comment, well, that's really wrong that you get $25 and he gets $250. Yes, but I don't spend a lot when I am out at work. If I need to swing through a drive-through to pick something up because I was bad and didn't take my lunch, I just take the money out of fast food, where if he wants to spend money and get lunch, he takes it out of his $250. That gas is just for me, so really that's $75. And again, I really don't spend much. I take my lunch to work every day with me, and for the most part I save that money anyways and build up and then go splurge all of it. So just the different type of spenders that we are. And then toiletries. We're going to put $15 over there, and that's for all those bathroom things. I'm pretty close to needing to go shopping again, but I just haven't made it to it. So altogether, that is $785. And when I subtract the two, that leaves me with $159 to be stuffed in both sinking funds and some of my savings challenges. So if you saw earlier in March, I came to realize that my sinking funds were not getting stuffed the way I wanted them to because I was overstuffing my savings challenges. We're trying to back off on that now and make it more where sinking funds get more than savings challenges do. So it's a little bit of a juggling game because I still want to stuff them, but not anywhere to the extent that I did before. So sinking funds, the first one that's going to get money is back to school. This is for my son, who is, it takes, it's only $10, but it adds up. It'll take care of a backpack, new school supplies, gym locker at school, gym clothes, a little bit of lunch money at the beginning of the school year. So I'm trying to make a point to focus on that back to school. Car maintenance is going to get $10. Recently I had to go get an oil change, so I've really depleted my car maintenance fund. Family birthday. I always take $25 from my husband's check and put it into family birthday, so that basically in one full year we've saved $600, actually $650, because he gets paid bi-weekly, so we've got a couple of months where he gets paid 3 times instead of 2. But it puts $600 to the side where everybody in our house can get that $100 for their birthday. Retirement. I have an extra account that is a high interest savings account in which I put, trying to build up a little bit, putting $5 into it out of his check. We have a general savings in the house, and that's for all of those things that I don't account for. So if maybe we spend a little bit too much money on something, we can pull it from the savings, from the general savings. I really like naming where each of my dollars goes. It helps me identify when it's time to spend it, where it's coming from, because that savings account number, it gets to a certain number, then I'm like, oh my gosh, we can't touch it, don't touch it, don't touch it. And something will come up, and it's just, we try to save this intentionally for vacation, though it's not labeled vacation because sometimes other things come out of it, but trying to make sure that that savings is growing for vacation time, really. And then tags. Tags are a necessity that we have to get. We are soon coming up on needing to go get tags, so trying to make sure that when tags are due, we've got all the money there. So we have tags for my car, my husband's truck, the RV, and my daughter's car. Now my daughter's car, she pays for her own tags, but just it is because I'm on it. It is part of the tags that I have to take care of paying. So my sinking funds are getting $64, which leaves us with $94 spending power. That's what I like to call it. And then that takes us into my savings challenges. So I have about 8 different savings challenges going on. I've come to realize that is way too many for everybody to get money all of the time, or at least a large amount of money. So I have a 1 month ahead savings challenge where I'm trying to save $2,022 in 2022. I thought it was cute. So with that, this one I am intentionally stuffing and making sure it gets a good amount of money. Out of my husband's check, it's only going to get $10, but that's okay. It's still growing. I also have a $1 challenge, and though I am putting $10 into it, I'm considering this one of my sinking funds because alphabetically it would have gotten the $10. So back to school, car, Christmas is what this one is, and then family birthday. So it's alphabetically, it should have gotten its $10 this month, but instead of putting it in this envelope, I'm putting it towards my savings challenge. I have a nickel savings challenge, which is for an extra emergency fund. So I'm going to put $1 there. I have a 25-cent challenge, which is going to get $1. I have a 50-cent challenge, which is also going to get $1. I have a $5 challenge, which is going to get $1. I have a $10 challenge, which is going to get $1. And then I have a holiday challenge, and it's going to get $5. So altogether, I'm only stuffing $30 into my savings challenges this week, which is very different than what I did last time, which we'll talk about in a second, which leaves me with $64. Now that $64 is extra in case something comes up, and I know that I've got a little bit of extra money hanging out in there. So the last time I did in February's week 2, we'll back up to February real quick. February week 2, I had put $60 into sinking funds, or in savings challenges, and only $55 into sinking funds. So more into savings than into sinking funds. I've made a point to reverse that this time, where more is going into those sinking funds and less is going into those savings challenges. So that's one of my huge changes from January and February. January's week 2, again, I had only put 45 into sinking funds and 60 into savings challenges. So trying to reverse that and get my savings challenges to get a little bit of money, but put more into those sinking funds because I really love them. I think they are so beneficial. So that's it for my second weekly budget for the month of March. I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. If you haven't already, please take a moment, hit that like button down below, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.